What's up, MMA world? It's your boy Trippy. I would like to welcome you back to Trippy Speaks UFC. We are the best, we are the champions of the MMA content creation world, and let me just remind you of something real quick. Every like, every comment, and every subscriber gives me motivation daily to bring you guys the best MMA content on YouTube. Let's get straight into the video, shall we? Today I wanted to talk about the importance of UFC 264, because two of the biggest names in the lightweight division's legacies are both on the line. And you heard me right, both of them. A lot of people are talking about Conor McGregor and how a win or a loss will affect his legacy drastically. And although these people may be right, people are forgetting that this will affect Dustin Poirier just as bad. It's just that he won't get as much media coverage because he's not as popular as Conor McGregor. Let's start with Conor McGregor. Conor McGregor is the most popular athlete the UFC has ever signed to the promotion. He is responsible for introducing a lot of people into the world of mixed martial arts. Conor McGregor's accolades consist of the first ever two-division champion, the fastest knockout in UFC history, a record that still holds true to this day, and has the highest grade as well as the highest pay-per-view numbers in UFC history. As a matter of fact, scratch that, in mixed martial arts history. Say what you want about him, a lot of people who hate Conor McGregor the man simply downplay and disrespect everything he's done in his career. But for his fans who adore and love him and simply push his accomplishments to the point of absolute ridiculousness, these are things that I am aware of. But the truth is that Conor McGregor is one of the greatest fighters to ever step foot inside the cage, whether you want to accept that or not. And he has transcended the sport to a whole nother level. So why does his legacy depend so much on this fight? Because a lot of the talks that surround Conor McGregor is that he is not the same Conor McGregor of old, and that he is not focused, and once Conor is back to normal and is hungry, he is simply better than everyone in the lightweight division. And Conor hasn't helped this talk with saying things like he's in the best shape he's ever been, and he will smoke the older version of him in a fight, simply reconvincing us that he is refocused and is just as hungry as he was when he was climbing up the featherweight ranks. So if Conor McGregor comes back out with this kind of talk and loses in a way that ultimately flattens what's left of his hype, the combat sports will simply stop buying into his stock. A lot of people will finally move on from Conor and will simply believe that the Conor McGregor of the past simply just doesn't exist anymore. It will be the end of the legendary era, and all of the talk of him possibly becoming champion again will all disappear with two losses to the number one contender. A lot of people aren't talking about this, but this could be Conor McGregor's last fight in mixed martial arts if he loses this. Now are you guys starting to understand why this is the most important fight in his career possibly? Now let's talk about Dustin Poirier, because his narrative is that he doesn't have much to lose in this fight, which couldn't be any further from the truth. Dustin Poirier's stock has never been higher than now. Dustin has climbed himself out of so many holes in his career that it is just mind-blowing to me that this man hasn't given up yet. It's just that whenever you think you've gotten rid of this guy, he rises up yet again and shocks the MMA world, and that is exactly what he did at UFC 257. A fight that everyone was so certain that Conor McGregor will just have his chance to establish himself as the best in the division. Well, if that was the case, nobody told Dustin Poirier. But the narrative that haunts the Diamond's career is this whole journeyman label. A label that left him when he won the interim title against Max Holloway, proving that he was championship level. But it came back to bite him when he fought one of the greatest lightweights, the greatest lightweight of all time, Khabib Nurmagomedov. And the narrative continued. Dustin Poirier is a good fighter, but he just can't win the big ones. And shall he lose this to Conor McGregor again, especially in a way that will possibly embarrass him on the night? Those same critics that were calling him a journeyman will rise up again and say things like, "I knew he was never good." He just got lucky the second time he fought Conor McGregor, and he will lose his chance at undisputed gold, something that he has wanted his entire career, and will possibly never have the chance to call himself the undisputed king, a title that Conor McGregor was able to call himself twice, shall I remind you. Now are you guys starting to get it? I am nervous just as much as excited for UFC 264 because it is at this time the most important fight in the lightweight division. You guys, I will be releasing a breakdown for this fight as the fight gets closer and who I think will win. But right now, I want to know you guys' thoughts in the comments. What do you guys think about this fight? Do you think that it's the biggest fight in UFC history? Do you think it tops Khabib versus McGregor? Let me know. But until then, it's been your boy Trippy, and I'm out, man.